video later, it was my co-stream of the Xbox Games Showcase as well as the Outer Worlds 2 Direct. I'm not going to break it out in a separate stream like I did with the Starfield Direct. We're just going to put this all in one place. You're going to want to skip ahead 27 minutes to get to the actual show. And yes, large portions of this stream will probably end up being muted. I hate that they use so much copyrighted music. I don't have any control over that. I have to mute those segments or my video gets demonetized and then it'll perform terribly on the YouTube platform. So if you're not here for this when they're live, I'm sorry. You're just going to have to suffer through the mutes. I am going to end the previous stream and redirect folks over. And then I'm going to make sure and change that thumbnail. We did a waiting room stream, and I owe you guys some members. I owe you 20 members, and I'll do that here in just a second. Make sure as you guys are coming over that you are smashing the like button. It's super duper helpful to me and this video. It is super helpful to me and this video for you guys to hit the like button. And we love covering these live events. We covered the Future Game Show. We covered Summer Game Fest with Keeley. We covered the State of Play. And a great way to support what I do is hit subscribe, hit the bell button. But an even better way to support what I do is to support the channel directly with a membership. We are a fan-funded operation. You guys make this happen. So consider clicking join. And if you do, make sure that you pick... Member Plus. And then let me gift the 20 bomb that I owe over here on YouTube. And it looks like Wired Rope is going to try and help out with the total. There's a bit of a contest between, so this should be a 42. But then it's going to be a 47. And there's a little contest between the platforms. I can put that member battle above me, but I think it's probably pretty much over and done with. We'll see. If you guys want to try to rally, it's 125-17, Twitch versus YouTube. YouTube way out in front. So, we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Wired Rope, for the 5 bomb, though. I appreciate it. The redirect worked. Good. Good. Single gifted coming in from Stone Spire. He's going to try to walk this to 150. Every 25, I give 5, but whoever hits it gets it. So, this is your opportunity, Twitch. He's going to do another one to 149. And then he's gonna do one more to 150. And nobody steals it from him. He's the man. He's the myth. He's the single gifting legend. 150 on the nose. Thank you so much, Stone Spire. Yeah, that tweet has it's gonna hit 1 million views probably, Hilly. I struck a nerve, I guess. Oh well. Mash made this a no contest. He did. He really and truly did. Guys, once again, thank you for the like count. Holy cow, already 100 likes. That is so helpful when you guys do that. If you don't mind, keep it going. Let's go for 200 likes. Question, you saw the Ahoy trailer. Yeah, I can't have your questions pop up right now because of how I have everything set up with the capture. I did see the Ahoy trailer. I did. It was a great tweet. Yeah. I wish I would have said what I said yesterday. I wish I'd have been like, I'm going to delete this in 24 hours because I don't do this for impressions. Like, I literally said what I thought. I reacted to what I saw. People saying, sorry, sorry, not sorry. Sorry. I mean, I was literally going to say I'm going to delete this because I did not post this to make Twitter blue money. And now that it's community noted, people would just claim I'm deleting it because it got community noted. Like, I literally don't care. Which tweet? The one about the Resident Evil 9 protagonist. It's been community noted. It says, without a single evidence of the claim, this account is just trying to rage bait. That's false. I provided evidence below that people were saying it. People were saying it in my channel. People were saying it on Twitter. People were saying it in Asmon's Gold's channels. People have responded to my tweet and are saying it. Splitgate 2 deleted their comment about COD. Yeah, the background seems to be fishing in Fallout 76. I'm against y'all when it comes to the uglification of women in video games, but I saw people saying it, so I can't disagree with your post. That's what I was trying to say, Hex. Like, don't act like that content and the fixation on this has not created a monster where every game we have to hear this now. Like, it doesn't even matter who it is. It doesn't matter what game it is. It's just part of the conversation. It's incessant. So it's like, to pretend that when that game happened, that wasn't immediate responses from people. It's like, the two characters you saw from the very beginning of the trailer to the end, the two main people you saw was a black guy and a pretty normal looking woman. And that's all it takes these days to spiral the conversation into pure idiocy. Guys, remember, this is a second stream. We already did a long stream. We did an Xbox waiting room stream. Do me a favor. Smash the like button if you haven't already. We need new likes. It's turned into a buzzword, losing all meaning now. Yeah, it happens in our stream. I'm not even a big streamer. And like as soon as something like that hits the screen, people are spamming DEI, woke, and ugly. It's like, oh gosh. Some do it as a joke, but some do it seriously. Why haven't you called out the lack of sexiness in the Hulkbuster Iron Man suit? See my last comment, says Corey. I don't think you realize how disruptive you are to the business of content creation. Your insistence on truth and intellectual discourse is a direct attack on the common standard of inciting. I don't think Lono realizes how absolutely disruptive he and this podcast is to the cycle of manipulation that goes into video game coverage. His insistence on the truth and intellectual discussion is a direct attack on the standard, which is to gaslight into reaction and to deflect with misinformation. Why does the water look brown? Because it's post-apocalypse, the water's dirty. I mean, I appreciate you saying that, Corey. I don't know if that's... I don't know. He is giving me a compliment. Yeah. I don't know how true that is. Like, I definitely think that's why I got attacked during my ABK coverage, because, like, I was breaking from, like, what people wanted to hear. And even now, I break from what people want to hear, which is funny because, like, when people accuse me of a grift, it's like, that's a really bad grift. Like, I'm not saying the thing that people want to hear. Like, grifting is when you just lean into the meta, say what everybody's already saying, and try to capitalize on it, and you don't actually think it. There's been plenty of YouTubers that have been called out about this, like completely flip-flopping on their positions because they know they can make money. Like, that's a grift. Like, I'm doing the opposite of that. I'm saying things that aren't popular and that get me attacked. Like, that's literally the opposite of grifting. The people who do it and don't think there's anything wrong with it, so they think that you're just attacking their way of making money. I don't know. You could have easily cashed in on your experience with things in the past. Send help. I sent Tectone to help. Did he say something about it? You're consistent in your stances. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if there's anybody that was heavily motivated to cash in on the anti-woke grift, it was me. He quote tweeted you. Oh, he did. I didn't know that he did that. That's probably why it's getting so much attention, because he's got a pretty big following. Legit, no one saying this fake outrage. Cringe L. So long, bozo. Literally, people were saying it. I can't believe people are this upset. It's so funny. It's like people were actually saying it. We have screenshots. We have screenshots. Hilarious. People are really in their feels for I don't know. Like I said, a hit dog barks. Yeah, it had like 400,000 views last night when I said send help. I just muted it. I was like, I don't want to hear what any of these people are saying because they're speaking utter nonsense. So that's intellectual responses. Like I said, it's almost impossible to claim that nobody's saying something. Like, do you know how idiotic it is to claim that? No, literally nobody's saying this. Like, that's idiotic to think that nobody's saying that. And then I have screenshots. People said it in my chat. People were saying DEI in Asmon's chat. Like, this is the reflexive response that people have now when they see a minority or a woman who's not, like, insanely hot. You know what I mean? It's like this is the reflexive response from so many gamers now. Corey says it's why you're constantly under attack. Your content, you ask people to think about the content they are being fed, and it's disruptive to how these content creators make money. To be fair, this Twitch was chill during the Resident Evil 9 trailer. I almost didn't believe you till you mentioned Asmon's chat. We had people in our chat saying that they thought she was ugly. I know we did, because that's why somebody put the screenshot of the tweet in Twitter. I'm sorry, they put the screenshot of the tweet in our Discord because we were talking about it. I'm fairly certain we were talking about it, and that's why somebody put the screenshot. You look like the new guy in Destiny 2 and the Edge of Fate. I've been told that. Can we get, let's get 30 more likes on YouTube, y'all. You guys are crushing it. There's like 600 people here. Oh, this is not helping. Live chat. Why is my live chat replay not available? Oh, because we had to mute sections because of copyrighted music, and that always disables the chat. Yeah. Anytime you edit a past broadcast, it disables the chat. I didn't disable the chat. I always leave the chat on my past broadcasts. I would never do that. And that wasn't even my claim. My claim was not like, oh, my stream was saying it. I said, I think some people were saying it in our stream. I saw people saying it in live chats. I saw people saying it on Twitter. And I was like, what the frick? We're already doing this. It may or may not be deliberate that Lono looks like the new character in Destiny, but we don't talk about that. I don't think it's deliberate. I don't think it's deliberate. Yeah, I didn't claim there was an uprising either, OID. To claim that I made it sound like it was this big widespread thing, that you're projecting onto my tweet. I didn't say that. I said dudes are already calling the Resident Evil 9 lead protagonist ugly. I'm focusing on the immediacy of the claims. Like, it happened really fast. It was like instantaneous. We instantly had people saying it. I didn't say it was widespread. I'm like, oh, wow, this is already happening. I was struck by the immediacy. Like with Concord, the initial focus on Concord was that the gameplay was derivative, and that's what was driving the negative reaction. It took a week or two for people to start fixating on the character design. We'll see if you still believe it's not based on you when they publicly execute him next June. If they do that, sure. Sure. FCat says, they said it was woke from the gameplay trailer. What are you talking about, FCat? The Splitgate CEO came out with Make FPS Great Again hat, downed Call of Duty, and people pointed out their microtransactions. Oh, yeah, and they're trying to put that fire out. I mean, they've come back and said, like, man, we're going to lower our prices. We're listening to your feedback. Yeah, that did not go over very well for them. I don't remember anybody saying that Concord was woke from the gameplay trailer, because all I remember us focusing on was it looked derivative, it looked like Destiny. That was the big focal point. The woke claims, I felt like those came later, but maybe it's because I wasn't in tune to that dialogue in that group yet. I wasn't paying much attention to it. So like to me it was like I was focusing on the gameplay. Like, I wasn't even in tune with the fact that people were like, everything is woke now. So I was like, I thought the gameplay looked derivative and stupid. Your tweet is more about people's instinctual reaction to a character like that in a video game, which is only possible because of content creators pushing the narrative consistently and constant. I'm telling you, a hit dog barks, and that's why people are reacting the way they are to my tweet. Because I said an epidemic of loneliness and misery is truly making some of you insane. Like, that's the part that made everybody so angry. They know this has been in the water, and this has been in the dialogue around games very, very heavily for the last 18 to 24 months, and they know that what I'm saying is true. It's like, this is not driven by actual intellectual analysis of games and breakdowns of what makes a good or a bad game. It's all very emotional, reactionary. It's very angry. And I'm like, listen, y'all are getting fed a bunch of BS, and you're getting lied to regularly about these games. And now that's a monster that's been created. Every trailer that pops up, I see these reactions everywhere. Ugly, woke, DEI. I see it every single time a trailer pops up, and it happened again with Resident Evil 9, and it blows my mind. It's like, we saw people saying that difficulty sliders in Doom was woke. That's where the dialogue has fallen. It's like, are you actually gonna try to argue with me that what we're having super intellectual discussions about games these days? The water has been so poisoned by just a bunch of nonsense and grifters and liars. It's like you can't even, you literally can't even have a conversation about a game without it coming up. It's constant. And that's why when I saw that, I tweeted about it. I was like, oh, we're already doing this. Here we go. It's like the trailer's been out for, 0.5 seconds. There were things wrong with Concord, and no one was talking about that. The discussion was purely on woke. Right, I said that this morning, Corey. I said, if you went in and swapped all of the characters in Concord with half-naked women and macho, muscular dudes, it wouldn't have made the game better. It was a bad game. It was a bad game. They were suffering from internal toxic positivity, and they kept the game very secretive, and not a lot of people knew it or saw it or got to really judge it. They wouldn't even show the public gameplay until it was almost out. Well, I mean, that's why you ended up with a bad game. You could swap every character in Concord. It wouldn't have changed anything. I have a coworker like this, and he literally pulls up Critical Drinker videos. There have been times where I thought Critical Drinker was right on the money, and there's been times recently where I think he's worthy of criticism. I think Birdman's done a very good job of criticizing Drinker's stuff. Yeah, the note's not even written well, without a single evidence of the claim. It's like broken English. Yo, what's good, Brooklyn Breed? What did Sony see in Concord that made them buy the studio? Herman Holst is the one that made the call. From what we know, he seemed to think that they had a banger on their hands. I don't know what they sold him. I don't know what they showed him. They had him convinced that they had a banger. How good is Lies of P now? The Lies of P easy mode is very similar to the easy mode in First Berserker Kazan. It's it just makes you stay alive longer. You're not going to be able to button mash your way through Lies of P. Like, I went to the swamp monster, and I went in first and just, like, let the swamp monster wail on me, and I just spammed just to see, like, how mindless can you play the game. You cannot play it mindlessly now. And then I actually tried, and I was super out of practice. I didn't know a lot of the telegraphs, and I just kept making mistakes in the second half, and I was like, yeah, this is not a traditional easy mode. It's still going to require you to play well. And First Berserker Kazan's the same way. You're never going to button mash your way through First Berserker Kazan or Lies of P on their easy modes. You're still going to have to play well. Lies of P isn't that hard. I had a totally reasonable time getting to the swamp monster, and then I just didn't want to play him. I didn't like it. I went in and failed a couple of times, and I was like, I don't like area of effect. I don't like dot damage. It tilts me, and I've got other games I'd rather play, and I just put it down. What time is the breakdown for this? I think it's going to be 30 minutes for Outer Worlds. They gave the Starfield Direct 45 minutes. I don't think they're going to give Outer Worlds more than that. I would imagine maybe less. The Xbox showcase is probably about an hour and a half, and then the Outer Worlds 2 Direct is probably about 30 minutes. That would be my guess. I don't think they've specifically stated how long anything is. I had to unlearn all my Kazan muscle memory to relearn Lies of P. Really? I believe Sony got emotional over Microsoft buying Activision and made a lot of emotional business decisions in response. Buying Concord was one of them. I don't think I would define that as emotional. Maybe reflexive, like they were like, hey, we're going to have something. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's why the Marvel Fighting Souls games is going to exist. They were like, we're going to need some strong live service presence, and they wanted to flex, and they were hoping that, like, Helldivers Concord and this Marvel Fighting Souls game would be able to get them in a good position, because the Marvel Fighting Souls game could end up being very huge. Sony sure did get emotional. In what way though? I don't think that's a good analysis of what they did. They got emotional. They were high on the live service high. I think a lot of people were high on the live service high, because look how much money the live service games make. Executives want more. They want people to make the games. How is church? I had to skip Brooklyn because we're doing renovations right now, so there's no Sunday school, so I was like, I just did a waiting room stream. Thank you, DevSide, for 41 months. Ready for the showcase with some showcase beers. Xbox better. Thank you so much, DevSide. More panic than emotional. I don't know if I would call the live service push panic. I think it's something that all executives are doing. I think that's been demonstrated in many, many places. Like, I don't think PlayStation's unique in that regard. I don't think, like, PlayStation uniquely decided, oh my gosh, we need live service. I think everybody was saying, hey, what are we doing? Why aren't we doing that? You know, I think the industry, like industry-wide, that's been a big response. Spending $3 billion without asking why, picking up the phone to Microsoft and asking why they backed out of buying Bungie back was an emotional decision. I think you're projecting. I don't think they bought Bungie out of an emotional decision. I think they bought Bungie because they knew our expertise is not live service. These guys have done it for 10 years. Bungie's experience with Destiny is incredibly instructive. Even their worst moments are instructive. Even as Bungie is now struggling to maintain Destiny 2's relevancy, that's incredibly instructive to any live service game that wants to release. That's instructive to Arrowhead. That's instructive to Helldivers 2. As good as Helldivers 2 has been, and as good as it's been lately with the big resurgence, they need instruction on what do you do once things start to spiral down. I don't think that's emotional. I think that's tactical. I think they said, we need somebody that's been doing this. You know? Oh, let's take case in point. Microsoft now has Activision Blizzard. Is Activision Blizzard in a great place with the community's thoughts on like Call of Duty and Diablo and World of Warcraft? Have they always had great track record, great history, great public reception? No, of course they haven't. But you better believe that Activision Blizzard has an immense amount of data and information and insight into live service games like Call of Duty and Warzone and Diablo and World of Warcraft. You're kidding yourself if you think just because the public gets mad about a game that those companies don't know a ton about what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, Activision Blizzard being under Microsoft's ownership is a huge win for them because that's a mountain of information and data and insight into live service successes and failures. Same as Bungie. Same as the team behind Final Fantasy XIV. Any of these companies can tell you about their highest moments and their lowest moments. That's all instructive. Buying Zenimax because they heard about the timed exclusivity wasn't emotional. I don't think that was emotional either. I don't think I've ever described what Xbox did as emotional. It was reactionary. It was like, oh, frick, they're going to get another big exclusive, and they bought Zenimax because they heard about the Starfield exclusivity rumors. Like, Phil literally said that. That's why they bought Zenimax. That's not emotional. That's tactical. You're taking an advantage away from your opponent. Do you think most gaming execs are happy with a live service game that can maintain 10 to 20,000 players, or do they want the next Fortnite or Apex? I think wanting the next Fortnite or Apex is delusional, and I don't think they want that. I think they want the ongoing revenue. It's more about ongoing revenue than we need the next Fortnite. I think they like ongoing revenue because ongoing revenue in live service is really, really good for your profit margins because games can be maintained for a fraction of the budget of like these massive AAA games that have to sell like really, really well in order for them, you know, to get return on investment. You know what I'm saying? Hang on, let me... There we go. It's so relaxing. All right, I thought they had actual music playing. I'm going to keep my music going. Hang on, let me turn off the member battle. All right, guys, really quickly right now, everybody hit the like button before the show starts. Try to get me to 300 likes. The likes always slow down once the show starts. Gift some members, renew some members, hit like. Let's have a big show, boys. Let's have a big show. Spam it up in chat. Get those emotes going. Here we go. Oh, Clockwork.
I care that the colony is in disarray. We didn't come to Arcadia to get bogged down in pointless warfare. We came to spread freedom and liberate resources for profit. But this pesky Earth Directorate agent is mucking things up. They're not alone in doing
this is Outer Worlds.
And they think they can just choose how things play out.
I think this is Outer Worlds. This is not Clockwork.
Stealing the Protectorate's brainwashing technology, which we need to improve our market share. What if this stranger aligned with the Order and that world computer of theirs? That could be the key to closing the rifts that threaten the colonies. So, you see why this menace must be wiped from the face of existence. Or, better yet, brought to our side through the power of capitalism. Now, let's get out there and buy our way to victory!
I'm yearning and yearning for you. My heart and reverent you. Every last bit of my way, every last bit that I'm paid, every last bit that I save is intended for you. Although the cost may be high, one day I know you'll be mine. Someday perhaps I'll own two. For now I'll take one that's brand new. 'Cause I'm yearning and burning for you.
An adventure made for capitalism by capitalism.
Xbox
Inflate our
PC
impressions and
was listed.
egos by staying tuned after the showcase.
World premiere.
World premiere.
Yeah, there's your date.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry. I've just been so depressed lately.
You know, it would fix everything. Humanzaprom.
High on Life sequel. This is all simulated though, so it's probably not coming out for a while, would be my guess.
Yeah, humans are barely sentient. Scientists have done studies, and their brains are like half the size of ours.
Coming this winter? I was wrong. It's coming this year? That's great. That was definitely like simulated gameplay though. That was not like raw gameplay. So
World premiere.
it's a great looking game, so I'm not really sure why they felt the need to do that. Oh, this was the thing that leaked, I think. Oh, was there a PS5? Was there a PS5 logo at the end of that one? I've not been keeping track. That's just 2 trailers. Okay, there was. I think she's the character from Plague Tale Requiem that helps you. I think that's who we're playing in this. $2026. Okay. Resonance. That looks really good. I really like Plague Tale Requiem. I liked it. Yo, thank you, Stone Spire. He set up the 20 bomb dunker. We have 155. Whoever hits it gets it. Holiday. You guys that know tech, what about the performance do you think you're going to get on that?
At Xbox, we strive to put the player first. And that's what you've seen from us over the years. We've led the industry with backward compatibility. We championed crossplay and cross-progression. We delivered Game Pass, first on console, then on PC, and with cloud gaming. So what's next? How can we give you even more freedom, more choice, more ways to play? Our next step is to unify your gaming no matter where you buy or play. So we're building an Xbox experience designed for players, not locked to a single store or tied to one device. The Xbox Ally is an Xbox you can hold in your hands, bringing together the power of Xbox and the freedom of Windows. On this Xbox, you can play games across your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores, from Xbox and Battle.net to Steam, GOG, and Ubisoft Connect. And the highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong will be available at launch and in Game Pass when the Ally releases later this year. In fact, every new game you see in today's show will be playable on the Xbox Ally. We have always wanted you to have the unique experience of Xbox on any screen. That's why we're investing in Xbox Play Anywhere. Whether you're playing on console, PC, smart TV, or any Windows handheld like the new Xbox Ally, the Xbox experience roams with you. Your library, progression, friends, and achievements. There are over 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games on Xbox today. And every new game you see in today's show, from our partners and our studios, is Xbox Play Anywhere. And
Yeah,
because
her
it's Xbox,
pants are awesome.
you can always have access to Game Pass, with a diverse lineup of games from the biggest franchises to critically acclaimed indie hits. This is the freedom we believe players should have. Any game, anywhere. And we are giving it our all every day to make this vision real. But it all comes back to the games. From Dead to Rights on the original Xbox to Armored Core 6, our relationship with Bandai Namco Entertainment has stood the test of time. We both believe in bringing amazing experiences to players around the world, and their next game does exactly that. From Rebel Wolf Studio, this is a story-rich action RPG steeped in dark fantasy that I can't wait for you to explore. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
She's a baddie. Isn't this the vampire game? Yeah.
Monsters have always been here, watching from the shadows. And when we were at our weakest, they came out into the light. We feared for our lives, but we should have feared for our souls instead. The vampires didn't come to kill us. No. They came to rule. To turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead. Their worst nightmare. Trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
He is out there watching, seeping into you, growing.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be like 100% PS5 logo the whole time. Wait, what? Super Meat Boy. No! This looks great.
Super Meat Boy 3D!
Yeah, like hardcore Astrobot.
Watch your back, Yakumo. You're a wanted criminal now.
I'll kill the Dark Dragon myself. It's my mission. My duty as a Raven Ninja.
Breaking the Dark Dragon free has its consequences.
This is it.
Sayori.
Ryu, there's something I need your help with.
The Dark Dragon is mine.
October 21st. Oh, DLC, right? There's DLC coming, isn't there?
Here we go.
Good luck, Indy.
What are you doing, Jones? Are you crazy?
This is where it starts. Beneath the streets of Rome. Enter the city of Antioch. Find a secret relic. Bring it back to the Holy See. Defend the secret. They worshipped the giants.
World premiere.
I want to go back and look at all the end cards and feel and see what the focus on Game Pass has been.
はるか昔、この国に輪廻の獣が現れた。 輪廻の獣は汚れを吐き、あらゆる生物を蝕んだ。西暦4026年、人類は滅亡を待つのみ。封じ子エマ、お前こそが輪廻の獣を滅ぼす刃となる。
Beast of Reincarnation.
The glittering streets of Avalon sure do shine. Because they suit their filth down to us.
Clockwork? Is this Clockwork?
Get your paper in! Who's for a paper?
Yeah, I think this is Clockwork. Okay.
Here's to playing in the mud. Life here ain't for the soft-hearted.
You will be paying me back until you fucking rust.
It ain't for the spineless.
Keep your filthy pickers off me!
And as sure as shite ain't for the decent.
That's a clean sweep for one.
There has been a crime! Justice itself has been affronted! I have been burgled!
Lord Griswick.
Burgled!
Yes, I got that part. Do you know anyone who might wish you ill? We can't arrest and question everyone. Let's see if we can narrow the suspects down a bit.
This has got such a good vibe.
Trust your instincts, sir.
Tall.
Yes, sir.
Built rather slim, well, muscular.
Mm-hmm.
Was very quick, agile.
Go on.
With a mustache. No, larger.
I see.
Quite fashionable. That's the fiend who robbed me.
They got my good side this time. Breaking in is the easy part.
Your brandy, sir.
Getting away with it is the real trick.
These candlesticks ain't gold. Worthless and dull, just like you. Nah, I have a customer. How can I help you?
I'd rather talk to you, Errol. Sounds like I'll get a better deal.
You talk to me first, and him never. Got it?
Uncle's a bit touchy, ain't he, Errol?
Touchy? I say I'm touchy!
There. Anything else you'd care to say to Errol? Brains. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it.
Round here, it's all sharp edges, empty pockets, and blood on the cobbles. Goodbye, Silas.
No, no! I'll hurt you, you fucking meatsack! I'll leave you with a pissing pan of peaches!
You'd either got a gang at your back, or a knife in it.
We're family here. Family takes care of its own.
Can't put a price on that, can you?
Them's in charge. They don't keep order. They keep power.
Take this thing into the crucible and melt it.
They just want us beaten, broken, and too scared to fight back.
I don't want to kill him!
That's why it pays to be clever and well-armed. Let's go and end a few arguments.
Yeah.
Don't get cocky. They've got a weapon far worse. Time. And if they can rewrite history, they can rewrite us. But look who just found Mummy's keys. Now I can fiddle with time. Put the bullet back in the barrel. Bring the chaos to a crawl. Take a mistake and make it like it never happened. We can change the world as we know it. One choice at a time. And I can even go back and change the past to change the future. And let me tell ya, the hunters don't like it when the rabbits got the gun.
Oh, that's such a good vibe. The best thing now would be a surprise release date this year.
Now let me alone and piss off!
Our creative teams are dedicated to bringing players...
That was the only part that was disappointing, is it just said in due time. We don't even know if it's next year. I hate that. I hate trailers like that. It was a good trailer, though.
Bethesda, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred from Blizzard, and Avowed from Xbox Game Studios. All of our teams across Xbox First Party are shipping their most played games ever, and they're also delivering more content than ever before. From original single-player experiences to vast online worlds, our teams are empowered to build the games they've always dreamed of. We want our players to have the choice and flexibility of where and how they play the games our teams make. So of course, our games will be available day one in Game Pass, and every new game we make for both Xbox consoles and PC will be Xbox Play Anywhere. On behalf of our creative teams, thank you. These experiences don't stop when you put down the controller. As you've seen in recent years, more and more of our characters, stories, and worlds are expanding to brand new audiences through TV and film. A Minecraft movie and the Fallout TV series broke records and brought millions of players into the game. We have more projects in the works as gaming continues to influence film and television like never before. When it comes to growing new franchises, Obsidian is having a year like no other. From launching a blockbuster new game like Avowed to the upcoming release of The Outer Worlds 2 this October. Obsidian is always delivering great games, and they have a third game launching this year. You'll get to go deeper on it in our Direct, but until then, let's take a look.
World premiere.
I told you, you can't run from me, you foul beast! With new flexible legs, the yoke girth action figure can ride anything!
Breaking news. There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will and left to fight for their survival in the backyard of a deranged scientist. Formerly evil company Ominent Practical Technologies was set to dedicate a statue of the 4 teenagers, fast food science robot Burgle, and Dr. Tully when an explosion erupted. Dr. Tully and the teenagers' current whereabouts are also unknown.
You gotta keep them separate.
I knew that was Offspring. Yeah. Get copyright claim. July? Hey, that's your first one without a PlayStation logo, boys. There you go.
The predecessor, ND3500, reached. Accessing predecessor's travel log.
Oh, this is that Dead Space style game, isn't it? This looks so good. Yeah, from Bloober.
I have encountered an unprecedented orphan. It was in a state of suppressed recomposition.
The behavior pattern of the orphans populating the area is highly unusual. They become exceptionally aggressive.
It is highly recommended to proceed with caution.
They seem to act more consistently, in coordination.
Destroying the nest is now a priority.
Such is our calling. Such is our calling.
Fall? That's this year? Haven't done so already, do me a favor and smash the like button. There's so many of you here. There's 1,000 of you here. Get us to 400 likes. And Stone Spire set up a 20 bomb bait, Twitch or YouTube. Whoever hits it gets it. I'll owe you some members. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to keep it down, honestly, because this section will have to get muted anyway. I'm going to minimize how long the mute has to be, and I'm just going to kind of talk over it. It's just Elder Scrolls Online DLC anyway. So yeah, the Clockwork Revolution trailer has been my favorite so far. It's kind of a bummer that we don't even know if it's next year or not. I am excited that Chronos New Dawn is this year. I didn't think that was this year. There has been one trailer without the PS5 logo, and that was Grounded 2. Well, I guess Clockwork Revolution, you could say, didn't have it, but it didn't have any logos. Grounded 2 will likely come to PS5 because Grounded already has. I would imagine since Grounded 2 is coming this summer, they probably just didn't have time to have the port ready. So if you like Grounded 1 and you want Grounded 2 on PlayStation 5, I mean, you probably will just have to wait a while. So I'm with you on Clockwork. The game was very intriguing. It had a great vibe. It had a great feel. Really good comedy. Really good writing. I thought Clockwork Revolution looked great. So this is what June 18th for the DLC. All right, let me turn it back up.
World premiere.
Mayday! Mayday! Hold one to mission control. We're falling! Thomas, the ship's breaking apart. There's no time. Evacuate now! Thomas, come in!
Thomas, wherever you are, I'll find you.
Done with the European Space Agency, 2026.
World premiere.
I don't think Thomas got F. I think when you finally find Thomas,
Welcome to England, Mr. David. I know this must be a
It's not
shock,
gonna be Thomas.
having never met your real father, but he left you this hotel in his will. It's been in your family for generations, much like the caretaker. He's a little eccentric. You'll see.
Let me welcome you to the Grand, a hotel famous across the land. Every room used to be in such high demand. Your wish I'll command here at the Grand.
Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations. Would you like some help with that?
So, my father was renovating the hotel when he disappeared?
Hang on.
Not just the hotel. He was helping the entire village. You have his power tools. You know, you could pick up where he left off. You seem like a good man, like he was.
I'm in. They don't suspect a thing.
Just make sure the locals don't get wind of what you're really up to. Because if they find out, they will wicker man your ass.
You keep looking into things, and things are gonna start looking bad. Don't make the same mistake your father made. In this place, the only one you can really trust is me.
There are no ghosts at the Grand. Okay, there you go. No logo there. There are...
There are as many gods in the world as there are stars in the heavens. And when we need their help, they send us a hero. Who would have guessed the defender of my homeland would be my daughter?
She unlocked the heavenly spear, but is she worthy?
If the heavenly spear is mine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Korean.
주정태.
That looked awesome.
World premiere.
E ora Olaiem lo ite fativi. Novo. Ilo? Te kemaite mana. Muite unanite waiora. Dia. Novo tu alibemo iwa lotaname. Ona otalima di efema. Teonami. Toma tu accalio, Terali.
There's your first Nintendo logo. I think that's the first Switch logo, isn't it? I think. I could be wrong. That might be the second.
Well, hello there. Beautiful day to relax by the old fishing hole, wouldn't you say? When it comes to fishing, Appalachia is a land aswim with opportunity. Yes, you'll find fish of all flavors in every walk of waterway, from its mightiest of rivers to its humblest of ponds. Just step up to the bank, cast your line, and when your bobber starts bobbing, reel in the rewards. What do you got on there, Jed? Worms. And how are they biting today?
See for yourself.
Bagging the big fish starts with finding the right tools for the job. There are as many unique combinations of rods, reels, bobbers, and baits as there are fish in the sea. And when you've caught your fill, pop over to the local tackle shop to swap fish tails. Can you smell that? No matter what troubles plague the future wastelands of Appalachia, you can always find comfort in cozy little joys like this. You just gotta know where to look. Vault Life is your ticket to easy living. Design and build your own little slice of paradise. A place to show off all the bits and bobs you collect in your travels. Got a green thumb? Plant your own peaceful vegetable garden. And nothing warms the heart like a neighborhood cookout. Ah, community makes a wasteland a waste home. Join today, and tomorrow you'll be kicking back and sharing a meal with friends in beautiful Appalachia.
World premiere.
My fault. What's my fault? What did I do? Rise Overdrive. Wait, hang on. Okay, so PC's getting it first. Fall 2025 to PC, and then the console and cloud get it in 26.
World premiere.
Yeah, that didn't have any PS5, yeah.
Yeah!
Okay. Music can really affect vibe. Ignore the music. This game actually looks really cool. Like my daughter would freaking love this. My daughter would absolutely love this.
Hey, what's up everyone? It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I just want to say thanks to everyone for all the love and support we've seen since we announced Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 a few months ago. These games...
Did he call himself Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
I've seen them help spread a love and appreciation for skating all over the world, and that means everything to me and the team. I can't wait for you all to experience the game. It's been rebuilt with so much care and attention to detail, with some brand new parks, new music, new skaters, and more. And you can enjoy it all with your friends with up to 8 players in multiplayer. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 officially drops July 11th, and we have a lot more surprises to come. Check out the launch trailer now.
He is the game. He is. Hey, what's up? Tony Hawk Pro Skater here. He is the game. It's him. That's great. No. I love it. Huh? Yeah. Switch 2 logo.
World premiere.
That's the first Switch 2 logo. We had a regular Switch logo. That's the first Switch 2 logo. Okay, I'm in. This looks good. Oh! It's Thunder Lotus! It's Thunder Lotus! They make great games. Stop putting games on PS4. It's such a big audience. Why wouldn't you? A lot of games can scale down to PS4 easy. It depends on the game type. Fate's End. I love their games. Sundered was so good. 2026. Shoot. Sundered is such a good game. You should play it. You should play Sundered. Their game is so good. Ha! Let's go! Come on! Let me see it!
Look who decided to show up.
Oh, it looks so good!
You can still find your way back home, Phoenix?
Looks like they upgraded.
Yeah!
Let's do this. This is gonna be awesome.
Form up!
Oh, August! Did we know that? Did we know August already? Did I forget? That looks so good.
World premiere.
Oh, it looks so good. That's one of the first games I played on my 360. It's why I got back into console gaming. I couldn't play it on my PC. I bought a 360 so I could play Gears of War. And it looks so good. Somebody in chat said Sony takes the L. How? They're getting the game. What are you talking about? Persona Revival.
The Smugglers League is always there. But you won't see us. You won't hear us. And the only way you'd ever know it is if that's what we wanted. As smugglers, we deal in the goods others are afraid to handle. Guns, explosives.
And don't forget the rum.
It's a life of danger like no other. So I guess my question is, can you handle that?
Getting your hands on gold is one thing, but you should know that this is what we're really after. The bigger the room, the better. Smugglers need to be adaptable. It's more than moving under moonlight and shadows. You should be ready to take advantage of others' misfortune. Stealing, of course, is always an option. Just do whatever it takes to get the job done. You are pirates, after all.
Welcome, my friends, to the Smugglers League. You're paying for that.
Season 17. August.
World premiere.
What?
This is ridiculous. Please, come on.
Oh!
No, Dad, not even close.
I'm assuming it's going to be a fighting game, right?
I hoped you'd understand why I had to do this. Accept our rule or die.
I'd like to propose a third option.
It's going to be a tag fighter, I bet.
Not your son anymore. I'm the guy who's going to throw you off this planet for good. I trusted you!
Ready to bleed? This is over.
Yeah, tag fighting.
Gotcha. Come here. Need a hand? Might want to look up.
Yeah, how you like this? It's an army.
I am ending you. I see it all now.
$20-26. Yeah, I thought as soon as they set it up with the 3 against 3, it was going to be a 3v3 tag fighter. I thought they would flex the Square Enix stuff. I thought they would.
To even the odds.
Yeah!
Know your place, little lamb. There's no one to save you now.
You will answer for what you've done!
The flames are around, and the bird has won!
Come to me, Ifrit!
So good.
Valisthea cannot endure a second claim upon her being, but she may yet be saved by you.
Oh! Shadow drop! Look at that, boys! Enjoy it! Enjoy it. It's a good game. I loved it. I loved it. That's a big win for the Xbox boys right there. That's a shadow drop of FF16. Hey, Double Fine. Here we go. That looks so cool. This year, no PS5.
Games like Psychonauts 2 showed how Double Fine excels at creating unique and innovative experiences.
Phil's looking
and
good.
Keeper is no exception. Looking ahead, next year marks 25 years of Xbox. It's a big milestone for the platform and franchises that you helped build and make popular. We couldn't have done this without everyone who's been with us on this journey. As we think about bringing a new generation of players to these iconic franchises, I'm excited to share that players will get to celebrate 25 years of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, Gears of War E-Day, and the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. Today, you've seen an incredible range of games from creators across the globe. Creators like In Exile, reaching for new heights with Clockwork Revolution. Sluggerfly, making Team Meat's modern classic platformer into 3D. Square Enix, bringing more of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy franchise to our players. And Team Ninja, returning to the beloved series they debuted on Xbox. You've also seen the next Xbox hardware release, our Xbox Ally handheld, which lets you bring your Xbox experience and your library with you anywhere. I hope you enjoyed the breadth and depth of the games, updates, and experiences that are coming to Xbox from our partners and our own creative teams. We're seeing more players on our platform and in our games than ever, thanks to all of you. We're proud of the creativity that Obsidian is delivering this year. Immediately after Showcase, our Direct begins, where you'll go inside the studio for an extended look at The Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2. Thanks for joining us today. But before we get into the Direct, we have a final world premiere. Enjoy.
It's got to be COD. It's got to be COD.
Premiere.
Or yeah. Oh, maybe it is Silk Song, because Silk Song, I'm surprised they showed it on the handheld.
Welcome to the Guild. We have been expecting you.
Okay, it's not Silk Song.
Please, follow me. You already know us as a global tech leader. Our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team, is designed to save lives. Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work. Here, you'll witness the global scope of that mission in action.
This is a new game.
Let me introduce you to our esteemed visionary.
That guy's from Heroes.
For too long, we have been bound by outdated systems, accepting limitations instead of redefining them. The Guild is safeguarding tomorrow, now. We are pioneering the future of protection worldwide. Our advancements are designed to elevate everyday life, reshaping the future of technology on a global scale. I'm Emma Kagan, CEO of the Guild.
Black Ops. Right?
Fear is a powerful thing. David Mason.
Yes!
Menendez.
Woo! That was good. Dude, as soon as I saw the monitors, I was like, oh, it's the numbers, Mason. Oh, that was good. That was good. I told you, I was like, it's got to be COD. They're letting Phil tee up Call of Duty again. That was good. That was a good show ender, dudes. I love it. I love it. That is, I've always said, Black Ops 1 is the best Call of Duty narrative. It's my favorite. It's so good. The ending was so excellent. I loved that. I loved the whole vibe of that. That was great. What a good debate. We were like, what the heck?
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. We here at the studio have joked around that this has been the year of Obsidian, with Avowed releasing early this year and now ending the year with 2 more games. And what better way to cap this incredible year for us than by...
Guys, really quickly before they get into this, can you do me a quick favor? I need everybody to double check the like button.
No, you're doing great. You nailed it. The sequel is the lifeblood of every great franchise. Think about it. The original creates the world and builds fandom, but the sequel, that's what makes it worth remembering. No sequel, no hoverboard. No sequel, no dual SMGs. No sequel, no raccoon tail. No sequel, no Zune 2. Which doesn't really exist, but I wish it had.
There was a Zune 2.
There was a Zune 2? I'm Mark, the head of sequels here at Obsidian, and I have sequelized everything. Blockbuster movies to AAA video games to my first marriage, so trust me, I know what I'm doing. Come along on this journey with me. Part 2.
He's the right vibe for like marketing for this game. He's got the right vibe. I just want to see some gameplay that's like actually not running poorly like IGN showed. I can't believe Silksong wasn't there. I cannot believe Silksong wasn't there. They showed it on the dadgum handheld.
The Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to The Outer Worlds 1. It's a continuation of the themes of robber barons in space and how people are controlled by the stories they're told by the people who have power over them. This time we're able to go a lot deeper because we have more time and money, which is a great thing, and we're able to make it a much more true Obsidian reactive RPG than we were the first time around. So we're going deeper and more complex with everything for this sequel. Deeper story, lore, RPG interactions, reactivity, all the things we've been known for as a company. It's really a complete realization of everything people want from an Obsidian game. Surprisingly, this is the first time in over 25 years that I've had the chance to do a full sequel for a world that I helped co-create. It's really just a fantastic opportunity to explore and expand the universe in interesting ways, and to go even further with the themes of how people are affected by living in a dystopian corporate reality.
You can shoot your way through it, you can talk your way through it, you can sneak your way through it. And so no matter what kind of play style that you like, this is just an awesome franchise and an awesome game to jump into, even if it's your first one.
The first Outer Worlds was a great base to start from, as it has all the elements of a great Obsidian RPG. Interesting characters, deep worlds, important choices. In the Outer Worlds 2, not only did we want to double down on those elements, but we wanted to give players even more of it.
We've also put a lot of...
Guys, I know they showed Silksong. Silksong wasn't there. They didn't, like, do a trailer, a gameplay, or release date announcement. Like, it was shown on a handheld. Come on, it wasn't there.
Perks and backgrounds to solve problems in unique ways in our new, bigger worlds.
I love a deep RPG experience, and building out that RPG crunchiness for our players was at the forefront of what we set out to create. We prioritize those deeper RPG options with different character builds and combos so players can express their role-playing power fantasies. We also have different equipment options for different playstyles and different companions with different abilities. In the first Outer Worlds, you start off as the Stranger, which was basically a blank slate to build on top of with various attribute points that would begin to define your personal experience in the game. You can make any kind of character you want, but we've given you a role. That role is an Earth Directorate agent. You can think of them as kind of like space cowboys or space sky marshals. They're the good guys that go into places and kind of fix everything that's wrong. You're gonna be one of those. But we don't tell you why you joined the Earth Directorate. There could have been a lot of different reasons, right? It could have been because you're an actual lawbringer and you want to go in there and spread law throughout the galaxy. It could be that you're a roustabout and you just had nothing better to do. After you pick your background, one of the really important choices you have next is choosing your traits. While we had attributes in the first Outer Worlds, we've leaned into traits for the Outer Worlds too, which are these big changes to your character depending on which ones you pick. So it could be something like Brilliant, where you can tag extra skills and you start getting extra skill points. And that's obviously really great if that's how you want to build your character. You can also go and do something like Lucky, where you get extra critical chance, and you also get a lot of really cool options throughout the game as well. Of course, we brought back Dumb, so players love the Dumb option.
Tell me, do you believe in signs? Not quite what I meant, but I like your contempt for boundaries. I could put your adventure spirit to good use.
And you get like lots of really cool, fun conversation options in the game, but we took that even further. And again, there's lots of elements in the game where you can be dumb and use that for something. Could be something as simple as banging on a machine to get it to work. After you've invested in something,
they gave you a release date when the handheld. No. Don't get persnickety with me about the Silk Song release date, okay? I want you to listen to me. That was not how you reveal the release date of a dadgum game. Some generic statement about it'll be playable on the handheld. No, give me an actual release date. You know what I'm saying?
Throughout your entire journey, your character continues to change with the different choices you make. In the Outer Worlds 1, actually had more skills than we have, so we condensed them down to really the core and essence of what we really wanted there. But we made each point that you put into a skill much more impactful. So instead of getting small percentage changes, we actually did much larger changes per point that you put into each skill. And again, all these things, because of how they're checked inside the world itself, can matter quite a bit. You know, just even having one additional skill point in something can open up a lot more options in the world itself. If anybody's played Fallout New Vegas, they'll be very familiar with like the perk system. We basically borrowed that, but went even grander. We actually have more perks than Fallout New Vegas did. But here's the cool thing, right? We check and use perks for literally everything, right? So you can do everything from, hey, I want to make a stealthy build that steals stuff and is really good at that. Okay, great. Well, you can take maybe the pickpocketing perk. So that's not available to everybody, but if you select that, now you can actually go around and steal things out of people's pockets. There's another perk called heavy-handed, right? Where say you're a melee person, what this does is now your power attacks that you use actually knock people down.
Oh man, I really like the serial killer perk. As you start killing people, they will drop hearts. And you can take those hearts, and essentially you're taking these trophies, you could say, and it's actually giving you a permanent health bonus every time you do it. We have this perk called Assassin. Now, this is an early game perk that you can take, which every time you stealth attack an enemy, you're actually going to get a movement bonus for a certain amount of time.
Flaws were a system that everybody loved from the first game, but we wanted to make it more personal to the player. We wanted it to really reflect how you were playing the game and give you a bonus that you actually wanted to really engage with.
With the Flaw system returning, we knew we needed to go bigger, better, and more real than ever before. So, we turned to the team. I told them, no bad ideas. Give me what you got. Okay, we need more flaws. We need them to be real. I want to put them in the game, so give me something. Inspiration. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I have bad knees.
You got bad knees? They hurt when you walk a lot?
Yes.
When you walk too much, they hurt?
No cartilage.
Sounds boring, makes you sound like a boring person, but it's in the game.
I feel it.
It's a good flaw. What about you?
I like to take small things sometimes.
So you're stealing.
No, I'm taking.
When do you give them back?
I don't.
Claire. Yeah, you shouldn't be stealing. What are you doing? You shouldn't be stealing, Claire.
Tiny crimes.
Tiny crimes? Do you hear the second part, though? It's a crime.
Well,
You're stealing. Claire, that's wrong. You can't steal things, okay? But it's an amazing flaw, and I'm putting it in the game. But you're a bad person. And are you the one that took my stapler?
do you need it?
Yeah. Give it back.
Okay.
Please.
I'm sorry,
Here, what do we
this is
got?
funny.
I like to stare at the sun.
How long did you stare at the sun?
Just lunch break.
An hour?
Oh, I only get 30. You guys get an hour?
I get an hour.
An hour.
Oh. Makes me feel energized.
How many fingers am I holding up?
3?
No. Anything else? We'll put it in the game. We'll put it in the game because I feel bad for you. Anything else?
One of my favorite flaws is something called
That
bad
was
news.
really well done,
We'll
dude.
actually
That was
give you the
funny,
option
man.
To take this flaw that'll make it so that you move faster throughout the game.
Am I holding
But
up?
the problem is, anytime
Oh,
you stand
God.
up, your knees are going to make a loud popping noise that makes it so that,
Oh,
well,
that was
everyone
good.
around you is going to hear you.
There's one called Kleptomaniac. This is really interesting because what it does is when you steal something, you can actually sell it for more bits than normal. And like that sounds really great. The drawback is sometimes when you're looking at things in the world that are owned by somebody else, you'll automatically steal them. So you have to be very careful about how you use them.
One of our more wacky perks is the Sun Gazer Flaw, and it just gives everyone cataracts while playing their game. So everything becomes like light shafts and blooms and hazes, and makes the game pretty unplayable if you happen to choose that perk.
If you happen to be the type of player that habitually reloads your weapons like I do, well, you'll be offered the flaw of over-prepared. Now, you'll
I
get
need
larger
that.
magazine sizes on all of your weapons, but if you ever fully empty your magazine, you're gonna take a debuff for a while.
Oh, that's great.
While we support options like being a gunslinger who wants to key into destructive weapons, or a rogue who wants to alpha strike their enemies before they know what hit them, we also allow for a lot of fun and experimental builds. You can be a mad scientist who utilizes gadgets and wacky science weapons and armors, or even a psychopath who gains permanent bonuses to health by murdering their friends.
Nothing shows the impact of these character build options better than, in my opinion, the bridge area, which has a quest you get early on in Paradise Island. Not only do you kind of encounter this very early, and it's a very core one to the story, but it really expresses our philosophy of allowing the player to solve problems in a bunch of ways. So you may solve it by speech options. You may talk to them and maybe have to go do a quest for them and really kind of prove that you're a friend of the Protectorate to get by.
I may have need of your help, stranger, if you are ready to seize an opportunity to show fealty to the Protectorate.
You could go guns blazing and you could just take everyone out inside the POI, lower the bridge itself, and kind of get across. You could sneak in, lower the bridge, and then actually sneak in under the bridge to get over to the other side. You can bypass the bridge entirely if you found like certain gadgets, like the shield gadget that protects you from poison gas as you go across, or the double jump boots, which kind of allow you to jump across the chasm and get across that way. There's even a really kind of messed up way, right? Which is players can actually sacrifice one of their companions. The companion who they just found is part of.
We're no different than the Vrees if we start tossing our own to the rats. I sure as law ain't gonna follow someone who can't see the wrong in it.
I must admit I'm surprised we could come to an understanding, but I thank you for your loyalty, stranger. As promised, you shall have clearance to cross this bridge.
It's such a fun quest, but again, it really showcases that we want you to be able to solve this in whatever way you want to. When you build your character your way, we're there for you. We really want you to have the experience that you want to have out of this.
game, and there are corporate representatives in the Outer Worlds too. They've invaded Arcadia to liberate their resources for all of humanity, at a profit, of course.
One of my favorite things from Fallout New Vegas is the radio system. It was just iconic for me, and I wanted to make sure that the Outer Worlds 2 had that. So we actually built out 3 different radio stations, one for each of the major factions. You also have a ton of music. Each station might have, like, I think 20 tracks of unique music that we've made for it. It's a lot of stuff. But the really cool part about this entire thing is that we actually put a lot of reactivity into the radio. So it will respond to the things that are going on around the world that you've been interacting with. So if you go into a location, let's say you solve a problem for the Protectorate folks, if you listen to the Protectorate radio station, they're gonna be cheering you on as a hero.
Wonderful news, everyone. The Zeranium gas leaks at the Automech repair facility, strongly believed to be caused by Anti's choice malefactors, have been corrected.
Some hotshot for hire just managed to fix the electrum leak in their repair facility. Now, I'm not saying we caused it in the first place, but we sure like the idea of all those broken auto mechanicals and all the excessive gasping and choking involved.
The factions and companions are great examples of how we're going deeper and more complex this time around. They're integrated into the game's storyline much more than we did on the first Outer Worlds, and like with everything else in the game, they have a lot more reactivity. There are 6 companions in the Outer Worlds too. As usual, each has their own quest lines, but this time they are also connected to a different faction and have character arcs that the player can affect through their choices. Your first companion is Niles. He's another Earth-directed agent like you, and he's looking for your help to decide whether he wants to become an even better agent or to turn his back on the Earth Directorate completely. There's also a somewhat cute Automech support drone that is basically Niles' helper. Her name is Val. Marisol's part of the Order of the Ascendant, and she's an aging but still deadly assassin. That's right, she's a deadly mathematician who may or may not have some unfinished business to attend to with the player's help. There's also a cultist named Azza, who is part of a sub-faction that worships the rifts, and in her case, violence in general. You can choose to either turn her...
So, Tom Warren is thinking that when Phil Spencer said what he said, he was confirming that Gears of War E-Day is next year, the next Forza, and then the Halo Combat Evolved remaster. That's what Tom Warren thinks he was hinting at.
A combat medic who survived, however, named Inez, and she wants the player to help her fix her graft, among other things. Finally, there's Tristan. He's a protected arbiter who is judge, jury, and executioner all rolled into one heavily armored package. It is your choice to either help him judge wrongdoers or show him what true justice looks like.
We definitely have reactivity in the game based on how you've been treating your companions. I won't reveal the end of the game, but let's say if you have not been treating them well, you will find out at the end of the game what that means.
Companions are a very, very important part of merchandising, because that's the real beauty of the sequel. We're talking merch, baby. It is the lifeblood. It is what fuels us. Do you want to see some of my ideas? Hop, hop. Check this out. Gen Alpha loves body pillows, especially ones that look like human beings for some reason, right? Who needs a significant other when you could have a knife-wielding space psycho up in your sheets, huh? What do they do with them when they get them, huh? Maybe a little napping, maybe a little snuggling, maybe a little nut.
The visuals of the first Outer Worlds depicted a frontier colony in space. The Outer Worlds 2 is driven by an invasion of the Arcadia colony system by Anti's choice, which shifts the visuals to be more reminiscent of a World War I-like setting in space. That evolution is seen across all aspects of the game, starting with the factions. How do you militarize everything, including extreme capitalists or math-crazed scientists? In a World War I setting, war comes with propaganda. The Sovereign uses it to maintain control, Anti's choice uses it to help their bottom line, the Order just wants to show how it exists within the grand plan. We want players to feel like Arcadia is a living, breathing place scarred by a long-standing war. Fairfield, one of the first towns you encounter, was once under Protectorate control, but has recently been taken over by Anti's choice. They don't just occupy the town, they rebrand it with their signature style, repainting buildings, posting guards, and adding propaganda-based holograms featuring Anti and the Moon Man. Showing the towns evolving after the invasion helps us push immersion for our players. One of our priorities in visually realizing the world of the Outer Worlds 2 was making sure everything is clear and recognizable from the player standpoint. We want to make sure each faction has a particular look and design. So when the player is running across these vast, different environments and landscapes, they're recognizing the motifs and visuals of who they're talking to, what they're going to be talking about, and how that progresses throughout the story. The first Outer Worlds was really about the player interfacing with corporations. And while we have that in the Outer Worlds 2, we really want to express not just the corporations, but how the player interacts with other facets of the world, like government entities or religious structures. And then we elaborate on those.
With larger environments, we wanted to encourage exploration by improving player mobility across the board. Now you can run, slide, double jump, mantle and parkour your way through all of the nooks and crannies of these worlds. It really allows the player to just explore and have fun finding really cool stuff.
We've aimed to make everything in the Outer Worlds 2 better from top to bottom. The RPG elements were the start, but that's touched our story, our art, and especially our gameplay. A good sequel is true to the original. That's first and foremost, right? Like, we all want to add in a bunch of things as you're making a sequel, right? We want to make it bigger and better in every way. That's what we were trying to do here. And I thought, we did not need this consultant. We've made enough sequels. We understand how to do this. And I will say, I don't think it's been entirely successful.
I am very proud of the combat improvements we have made in the Outer Worlds 2, thanks to my patented combat system. You may be thinking to yourself, it can't be that good? Shush, what are you even talking about? You haven't seen it yet. Watch this. Put a helmet on, because I'm about to blow all of your minds with my COMBAT system, combat system. My name is Mark, I'm the head of sequels. Shall we begin? You're thinking, what's C for? C. Capitalize the fact that the people loved the first game. We're going to take those people, we're going to make them buy the sequel, giving out pounds, pounds, pounds. Quick ones, ha, ha, not you, Dev. Here we go. What comes after C? O. Optimize for player satisfaction. I am terrified of online gamers, okay? I want to make them happy. So let's, okay? All right. Mobilize the players so they're ready for that sweet, sweet pre-order. Clap with me. Sweet, sweet. If you don't have rhythm, Brandon, just say it. Sweet, sweet pre-order. Everybody has a different rhythm, and it's blowing mine. And here we go. B, burglarize. What is this? It's basically just finding new ways to loot dead bodies. You know what I mean? Right, Otis? Okay, well, it's a big part of the game. A, you gotta agonize about how many people are gonna be angry that we have just put so much combat into this thing and almost no romance at all. We should look at ourselves. What is wrong with us? Huh? We can't have one love story in this? How many people have been in love? Raise your hands. Raise your hand if you're in love. Okay, are you lying?
I have a wife.
Put your hand down. T, toi. In French, that means two, sequel.
I think that means 3.
Okay, you're getting ahead of yourself. Come on, Claire. We're on 2. And how do we end it? Anything is possible. And we've established that we're the best there is, and there's no sequel better than us. And if I could just say one more thing, thank you very much. I know I've kind of changed the world of video games today.
For the Outer Worlds 2, we wanted to improve gunplay in every way. We focused on improving the feel of each weapon, the way a weapon snaps into ADS, the way recoil feels when firing, and how impactful our sound effects really sell the weapon's fantasy, to things like how unique reload animation can add a lot of character to each weapon. We've increased the variety of weapons by including new weapon types, but also through a host of fun and unique weaponry. We have things like the Bourse Blaster that fires out tumors that can explode like grenades, or can even be eaten by the player for additional health. We have a weapon called Rookie's Reward that will actually level up the more you use it throughout the game. And every time it levels up, it's got fun fanfare where it's like shooting out confetti and it's got a fun little setup. We have a really fun weapon called the Pop-Up Gun. It fires out ad drones that will distract your enemies with corporate ads, slogans, and jingles. While your enemies are distracted, you can focus fire on them or explode these drones for additional damage. New to the Outer Worlds 2 are throwables. So you can use frag grenades to flush out enemies, smoke grenades to camouflage and escape, distraction devices to bait enemies.
Borderlands at home? I don't think you guys realize the kind of game this is. Like, this looks great. I don't know what some of you guys are on a weird wavelength.
That will levitate enemies, allowing you to fire upon them while they float helplessly. And of course, science weapons are back. We have returning favorites like the Shrink Ray, This time it's been upgraded so you can shrink your enemy down to the size of a sprat and run over them, exploding them into bits.
The shrink ray, that was probably my favorite one from the first game, so we brought it into the second game, but we improved it though. So instead of shrinking your enemies for a short period of time and having them re-expand, this time they stay shrunk, and we actually added in the ability to step on them and kind of squish them and kick them, because we knew that that was the player fantasy. We knew that's what everybody wanted to do. They wanted to step on the enemies, they wanted to kick them, so we made sure to double down on that stuff.
In addition to things like our returning favorites, we also have some really fun and unique new science weapons. One of them is called the Armageddon. This one's really cool because it actually shoots out these masses that are like these little arms that will stick to people or cover or all kinds of different things, and they will continue to just hit them until they get destroyed. And we have another one that's just super cool called the Spectrum Dance Saber. This is a melee weapon that actually lets you attack to a musical beat. And if you continue to do that, you'll actually get additional bonuses each hit you do. One of my personal favorite weapons is called the Big Bang. It's just a big freaking gun that uses material harvested from rifts to shoot out a giant ball of energy, vaporizing everything in its path. Now, ammo's extremely rare for this weapon, but you can use it in just the right situation to devastating effects.
Like another great one is Gary. If you wear Gary, he will lash out at your opponents as you're walking through combat. So we even have science armors, and we've really kind of shown off what we thought was really great for the player from a science perspective.
We're all about letting people play the game their way. There are some players who prefer to be immersed in a first-person view, taking in all of the details. But there are others who really prefer to take the world in from a third-person perspective. Why not allow both? Well, now you can swap between the two, letting you enjoy the experience in whatever way you like. One of the things I really like about having the third-person mode is being able to see all of the fun and unique armors and armor combinations and weapons that you can equip your player with. All of the actions that you could do in first person, so you're double jumping around, you get to see your character in that way, and you get to take in the world and see things in a different light.
I think this looks great.
The Outer Worlds 2 is really the biggest game we've ever made. Bigger choices, more reactivity, more weapons, more things to find in each of the worlds the players can visit. The team has done incredible work bringing the Outer Worlds 2 to life, and we can't wait for you to play it.
Even though we've always been a multi-project studio, this is going to be the first time we've ever released 3 games in 1 year. It feels amazing to do. We're so excited for more people to be playing our games. It is truly an exciting time here at Obsidian. We're exploring worlds big and small while expanding on franchises that we've created, and we have no plans to slow down. We hope you all continue to come along with us as we do what we do best, make your worlds your way.
I think this looks great, as long as all that performance stuff that we saw in IGN's footage is not in the game, like all that screen tearing. I don't think they're going to ship a game with like horrendous screen tearing. I think this was great. I don't know. I don't know what wavelength some of y'all are on today. I thought the Xbox showcase was great. I feel like there's so many, like, State of Play was good. Summer Game Fest was great. This was great. Like, I feel like we've had nothing but very good and great shows.
About the best place to play, which is also the promise of Xbox. You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it may be hard to play it when you're staring at all these beautiful holes. Let's cut that. You can play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox. Oh yeah, now that's Microsoft. Or you can take a phone call on this Xbox, then play the Outer Worlds 2 right after. Excuse me, I'm getting a call. Hello? What am I doing? I'm playing the Outer Worlds. Hello? Yeah, this is Mark. I didn't know I had jury duty today. You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it takes 2 people to lug around safely. We're gonna go up to my apartment, okay? And this is an Xbox you actually wear that also plays the Outer Worlds 2. What do you think, Claire?
This is amazing.
Are you playing?
I think so.
Fantastic. So now this is actually not an Xbox, so you cannot play the Outer Worlds 2 on it. Can't play anything on this. I guess Bread. You ever play Bread where you take it out of one slot, put it in the other? I don't have friends. If you pre-order the premium edition now, you'll get early access, which is like a prequel to the sequel, or or has launched the sequel to the pre-order, or like, why are any of us alive at any time? It doesn't matter. Either way, my job here is done. It's time for the Grounded 2 portion of the Direct, which is sort of like the sequel to the Outer Worlds 2 portion of the Direct, which I absolutely just hit a home run with. You know, it's really nice to see my influence go on to other games. Take it away, team. And big exit.
We're so proud of Grounded. What started as a small passion project to make a quirky game where you're shrunk down to the size of an ant, trying to survive in a backyard, grew into something way bigger than we ever imagined. Over 25 million of you jumped in, explored, built, crafted, and fought off giant bugs together. Y'all helped make the entire experience very special to us. The team's been cooking up a ton for Grounded 2, and we're so excited to talk about it. I had to grease some palms to steal a bit of time from the Direct to give you a deeper look. There were so many possibilities and ideas that didn't make it into the first game, so with the sequel, we have the chance to dream bigger. To achieve those dreams, we partnered with the amazing folks at Eidos Montreal. Together, we're taking Grounded from the backyard to an even larger world, the Brook Hollow Community Park.
When we started working on Grounded 2, we knew that we wanted to make a bigger world. Fortunately for us, Eidos Montreal became our main partner on developing Grounded 2. They have a lot of similarities to the sorts of things that are important to us at Obsidian. They tend to make very narratively strong games. They make games with really deep characters and great character progression. They make games with great gameplay.
Everyone at Eidos Montreal is thrilled and honored to be working with Obsidian Entertainment. Our two studios share a lot of DNA. The same things that are important to Obsidian Entertainment are important to us. Choice and consequences, player communities, and doing justice to great IPs and great franchises. The fact that we're the first partners that they're working with to make a sequel to their franchise feels like we're an important part of their history.
The events of Grounded 2 take place 2 years after the first game. The same 4 teenagers are returning.
So there's Max, Hoops,
Willow,
and Pete.
They're a couple years older, which means they've gone through a bit more high school, a bit more mature. It's 1992. The world's a little bit different, but we're still in that fun, nostalgic era of the early 1990s. In Grounded 2, we're moving the action out of the backyard and into the Brook Hollow Community Park. Not only is it bigger, it allows us to tell a lot more stories and expand the world of Grounded by exploring what the community of Brook Hollow has been up to and what they've been through.
The park overall is about 3 times the size of the backyard, and our initial starting area is actually the same size as the entire backyard from the first Grounded. The reason we wanted to move into a park wasn't just to create a bigger world, but was to give us the opportunity to explore the community of Brook Hollow and what secrets have they been hiding.
What we love and what we're excited about in terms of the park is the opportunity to create environments and landmarks that are mundane at normal size, but are colossal wonders when you're the size of an ant. Everything from a giant trash can to a community picnic table or a snack bar. All of these areas come to life in a brand new way.
Part of the fun in Grounded 2 is that the park was evacuated really quickly right before our teens were shrunk. And that means that the park has been sort of turned upside down and is in a topsy-turvy state. And that leads to really fun environmental storytelling, but it also leads into the creation of amazing biomes for our characters to explore. One of my favorite.
They showed Silksong and they softly confirmed it will be out this year, but that was it. It wasn't like a trailer or like a release date reveal.
Spilled out into the ground. And what this means for our young adventurers is that they'll be able to explore this frozen cave of interesting challenges and colorful Lovecraftian horror.
We have one anthill that's actually somebody decided to bury a bunch of toxic stuff in the park. And so there's all these toxic chemicals under the ground. The environment looks very cool and very spooky with all of these sort of chemical pools. And of course, nothing can live down there except for one type of insect, the cockroach. We're oftentimes reinventing environments, and in future updates, you're gonna see a ton of new stuff. You do a lot of fighting against insects of all shapes and sizes. We didn't just want it to look better, we also knew we wanted to add a new layer of strategy. The changes that we've made aren't limited to tuning animations or adjusting attack or defense numbers or making characters or insects move faster or slower. But we did all that too, but there's also an entire sort of rock, paper, scissors strategy involving light attacks, heavy attacks, and blocking. We've also added dashing as a new way to both get out of danger quickly or jump in for a quick attack. And almost all the insects in the game will have these abilities now too. Sort of like a chess match, but one that's super frenetic, looks super cool, and is ultimately just a ton of fun. We're leaning into clear playstyles for tanky warriors, low defense, high damage rogues, effect-wielding mages, and ranged hunters. In the first Grounded, we have mutations, and there were weapons and armors that favored different playstyles. In Grounded 2, not only will there be passive mutations, but there will also be active mutations. And a lot of those mutations support these archetypes.
My favorite way to play pretty much any game is chasing after those game-breaking builds. And that's why I'm so excited for what we're doing with archetypes in Grounded 2. I'm all in on the rogue. Now, you can even dual-wield daggers. I've been dialing in this glass cannon build that stacks ambush, assassin, and cardiofan mutations with the wolfbane daggers and the wolf spider armor. It lets me open up combat with massive backstab damage that also inflicts venom. Then, I can use the extra stamina to reposition and try to dodge, rinse, and repeat. It's high risk, high reward, and absolute chaos in all the best ways. I'm looking forward to seeing what wild combos the community comes up with and what they inevitably break once they get their hands on the archetype system. It's going to be awesome watching it evolve with player feedback and watching us try to keep up with all of your game-breaking builds.
One of the great things about Grounded is the variety of players it attracts, from builders to crafters and everything in between. If you've ever watched me on Casually Grounded livestream, you'd know that I'm neither. I am a murderer of insects. Personally, I prefer the term harvester. I love going out, hitting things, and bringing the materials like insect body parts back to my friends to use. This way, we keep progressing and playing together.
We're also trying to make sure that armor and equipment are easily understood by the player, especially when they're playing co-op with their friends. It was really, really important for us to deliver on all of that for the bigger space and experience, because that was the only way we could truly support the feature the community has been asking for since the very first Grounded release. Mounts. Our mounts, we call them Buggies, have an entire suite of moves and have their own special abilities and attacks.
We really wanted the Buggies to be an extension of the player in every way possible. And that meant making sure that Buggies had unique and valuable abilities across all the core pillars of Grounded. So that doesn't just mean exploration and travel. That has gameplay implications for combat, crafting, and building as well. Just like how we wanted to expand on player playstyles throughout the game, we're going to make sure that every Buggy that we add has its own personality.
The Red Ant Soldier can enlist up to 2 Red Ant workers to follow you around and help you out. If you get into combat and you don't want to fight while you're saddled on your buggy, you can jump off and they'll fight right alongside you and provide support. The Orb Weaver Buggies are a little less useful when it comes to general utility, like building a base or harvesting, but they're awesome when it comes to combat. Sure, their defenses aren't super strong, but they're heavy hitters. They're also super fast and they have some great special abilities, like a scream that allows them to stun lesser powered insects, and the ability to shoot webs and entangle other creatures. So the Orb Weavers won't be your base building buggy. You should use the Red Ant Soldier for that. But they're super fun for exploration and combat. Red Ant Soldiers and Orb Weaver Spiders will be available at game preview launch. There will be others in the future, but those are the two we're starting with. The connection that our Grounded community has with us is something we want to keep forging with the sequel as we make an even bigger game than the original.
Pretty much from day one, we knew we wanted to return to game preview for Grounded 2. Sure, it comes with some trade-offs, like the game's not done and it's out to the world, but there's so much value in building it alongside the community.
That's why it's not coming to PlayStation first. They're doing the early access thing, which I think is a benefit to Game Pass holders in the Xbox platform. I hope more companies do that.
Is we're actually keeping zip lines held back so we can see how players engage with buggies, and then we can tweak zip lines to bring them back over time to really complement that buggy experience and make exploring the park far more fun. That kind of feedback loop helped shape the original Grounded, and we wanted to shape the design for Brook Hollow Park, archetypes, buggies, all of it. We also learned a lot from that first time around. One thing that stood out immediately, players blazed through our content, especially the story. That makes sense. Story, characters, world building, that's kind of Obsidian's thing. It's the flavor we bring to the survival genre. So this time, we're starting with a much bigger baseline.
There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will.
One of our favorite parts of the first game was watching the community uncover clues and spin up theories. This time around, we're leaning even more into that, and we'll be keeping a close eye on what our players discover and how they interpret it. Because you never know what might inspire us as development moves forward.
We really started to hit our groove at the end of Grounded 1. We found that being open about what we were planning and then following through was key to building trust with the community. As a small team, we had to experiment with update pacing and scope, and what we found resonated the most with all of you were bigger, beefier updates, even if it took us a little longer to land. So that's the plan. Larger, more complete updates spaced out just enough so we can take your feedback seriously and make every drop count. You can expect in our big updates, new buggies, new biomes, new building pieces, all the good stuff. And we're launching with a public roadmap so everyone knows what to be excited about in the future.
All of us at Obsidian Entertainment and IDOS Montreal are super excited about how close we are to letting all of you players get shrunk a second time and explore the all-new park on Buggies in Grounded 2. If you're a returning Grounded player, we're really looking forward to you experiencing all the improvements. If this is your first time getting tiny, then all I can tell you is that a world with an entirely new perspective and an entirely new feel awaits you in Brook Hollow Park. It's time to ride together and survive together.
Yeah, Grounded 2 is launching into early access, so it's only going to be available on the Xbox and I believe in PC. So just like Grounded 1, it'll probably come to PS5 later because PS5 doesn't have the preview program. That's something exclusive to Xbox and Game Pass. They have their preview program. So like, that's not surprising to me. Yeah, overall, I thought the Xbox showcase was great. I thought it was great. I thought the cadence and the consistency was amazing. I thought they did such a great job. I thought that the Clockwork Revolution trailer was probably my favorite. It had such a great vibe, such a good feel. They got good writers, good comedy. Kind of a bummer that they don't even want to commit to next year. That was kind of a bummer. There were really, really pleasant surprises in there as well. Games I wasn't expecting to see, like the Super Meat Boy game. There was a couple of the ones, like the one from Double Fine looked really cool. The Black Ops 7, I thought that reveal was very, very cool. We got to see way more footage, gameplay from Chronos, that like almost like Dead Space vibes game. I don't know. I thought it was a very solid showcase. I would say that Jeff Keighley's event and this event were both great. Like, really, really solid events. Yeah, Dawnwalker. Dawnwalker looked a little awkward. Oh, yeah, the Gears remaster looks so stinking good. High on Life sequel looks good. Yeah, I don't know what people... I honestly don't know what people are complaining about. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what did you expect? What were you hoping for that wasn't there? I don't get it. I mean, there was such a steady cadence of really, really cool looking games. A $5 super chat from Street Shadow. I think Sony and Nintendo have now carved out their own spaces in the gaming market, which is smart. Yeah, that Korean Splinter Cell game looked really, really cool. I don't know. Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 got shadow dropped onto Xbox. Like, that was cool. Yeah, we'll stay live on Twitch, but we're going to go to members for the PC Game Show on YouTube. The PC Game Show is always like, it's like super cringe. Hang on, let me get the thumbnail. Like, it's fun to watch together, but, like, I don't like doing it publicly because it's, like, always bad. The viewership's always bad. Our results are always bad. We're always bored and annoyed, like, but it's kind of become, like, a thing that we do. Okay, let me get it scheduled here. I'm going as fast as I can. All right, you guys on YouTube, I'll provide you with the link and I'll also redirect you. Hey, if you're watching this later, I did a members-only stream for the PC Gaming Show because the last couple of years the turnout was pretty terrible and we kind of just end up regretting streaming it. So I thought it'd be more fun just to hang out with members. We're going to stay live on Twitch, but I am going to redirect you guys on YouTube to the new stream. So hold on tight. If you're not a member, click join, pick Member Plus, and you can come with us. It's a $6 membership. It supports me directly, and then you get into more content. Let me set up redirect. They're doing their little intro, and here we go. Okay.